Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
It's good to have you here. I'm Whitney Ward. We want to get started tonight with our biggest story of the week so far, which of course is this extreme heat wave. We are continuing to track triple-digit temperatures along with a dip in air quality.
Let's get straight to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy DeGood with everything we need to know. Jeremy?
Well, when it comes to the air quality, you can see the smoky haze in the atmosphere. My favorite tool, let's draw. There it is right there down near the horizon. If you look off in the distance, you can, pointing to, you can see Beacon Hill, but Mount Spokane right about there, completely lost. The reason is our dip in air quality. Here in town, AQI sits at 68 or moderate in terms of air quality. But if you head off to the north, it's a different beast. We've got unhealthy air along the Canadian border, and that's from those wildfires burning in the North Cascades and up in Canada. Overall, it is hazy, it is unhealthy air quality for some, and it is hot. Temperatures back near the triple digits in central Washington, close to, or in the triple digits in central Washington, close to it in eastern Washington and North Idaho. It's a scorcher. Our excessive heat warnings and heat advisories remain in place through tomorrow. It is going to be hot again tomorrow. Temperatures will soar up into the triple digits, and then we wind up seeing a shift in the weather pattern. We do wind up cooling down Friday, but in order to do so, we get red flag warnings that take over much of the region. Critical fire danger, hot, dry, and windy is what we wind up experiencing across much of the inland Northwest. And that hot, dry, windy condition eventually cools us a little bit as we get into the day on Friday. Temperatures near 90 across much of the inland Northwest, but that's still hot enough that we hang on to those red flag warnings because everything is dry, everything has been hot, and everything is primed and ready to burn. And when we get wind, that will only make things worse. By the weekend, it does look calmer and does look a whole lot cooler.
All right, sounds good, Jeremy. Now, you might be wondering what each level of the air quality index means. Well, it scales from green to maroon, with green being the best air quality and maroon being the worst. Most of the time we are in the green or the yellow, which is when the air quality basically doesn't negatively impact your health. Orange is unhealthy for sensitive groups, which means more vulnerable populations like older people might have some issues.
Then there is the red category, which means the air may have negative health effects for most people, but especially for sensitive groups. For areas in the purple, well, that is very unhealthy. And at this stage, it becomes a health alert, and everyone is at a higher risk for health troubles. And finally, as we talked about, there is maroon, very dangerous conditions, and at this point you should stay inside. And this triple-digit heat has caused a series of cancellations for our outdoor markets. The night market at Kendall Yards announced in a Facebook post it would be closed today because of the heat.
The Garland Summer Market also announcing it would be closed tomorrow, but you can join for their last two markets of the season on August 24th and again on the 31st. Well, in other news, right now, firefighters monitoring for hot spots at the wildfire burning near Athol, Idaho. The Sarah Loop fire is still active, even though all evacuation orders were lifted this morning.
Now, that fire burned about 60 acres. Right now, we're told it is 100% contained. Janelle Finch traveled to North Idaho today to learn more about what first responders faced in the heat on the fire line.
Skies are hazy here today in Athol, likely from the wildfire that sparked right here in town yesterday. And while smoke may still be lingering, firefighters were able to squash most of the large threats from the Sarah Loop fire. That fire is currently under investigation as man-caused. Highway 54 running through downtown Athol is busy Wednesday, with cars driving in both directions. A different scene from Tuesday, when most cars in Athol were headed in one direction, out.
Fire behavior increased very rapidly as we got on scene, and the first action was to evacuate.
Just before 3 p.m. Tuesday, a wildfire ignited near Athol. Josh Delamarian with Timberlake Fire says flames came within 15 feet of some Athol homes. Only one shed and RV were lost.
The homes that the division that I was in charge of for structure protection, a lot of them had some very good defensible space. It really helped us get in there to be safe and combat what we could to protect that structure.
First responders across Kootenai County helped fight off flames. Delamarian says air resources from the Ridge Creek fire burning 15 miles away in Hayden also supported firefighting efforts.
Very thankful that we had that many resources close by to help us on this and get it contained and checked really quickly.
Within 4 hours, firefighters gained control of the fire. 7 p.m. Tuesday, evacuations downgraded to level 1. before lifting Wednesday morning. As you just heard, creating defensible spaces played a large role in preventing a lot of potential damage from yesterday's fire. Timberlake Fire encourages homeowners to trim tree branches that are near structures and monitor dry fuels like grass and pine needles that are around the home. In Athol, Janelle Finch, KREM 2 News.
Moving on to an update on another fire burning nearby in Hayden Lake. The Ridge Creek fire continues to grow. It is now 3,100 acres, about 400 acres larger than yesterday. The fire just 15% contained. Today, crews are getting 2 new air tankers and 1 more helicopter out of Alaska to help fight the fire.
So level 1 get ready evacuations do remain in place. That's for the area of Bunko Road and Hayden Lake.
The woman accused of lighting fires near Spokane's Catalyst housing project is back in Spokane after she was arrested on the west side late last week.
She made her first court appearance this afternoon, and KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy was in the courtroom. Shannon, what did we learn today?
Vicki Smith faces 3 counts of arson and will likely stay in jail unless she can post a $75,000 bond. For the first time since she was arrested August 10th, Vicki Smith appeared in front of a Spokane County District Judge. She's charged with 3 counts of first-degree arson.
Did knowingly and maliciously cause a fire and explosion located at 3900 West Cliff Drive.
Smith is accused of lighting those 3 fires August 3rd in different spots around Finch Arboretum and Sunset Highway. The blazes prompted level 3 evacuations,
Which fire and explosion were manifestly dangerous to human life.
Judge Fassbender found probable cause to issue an arrest warrant August 9th after Spokane police tied Smith to the fires and handwritten threats to burn Spokane. Witnesses and Smith's own admissions to police about setting the fires to get housing led to her arrest in Tukwila. Smith will stay in jail with a $75,000 bond. She had little to say in court, except to take issue with one condition of her potential bond release.
You said something about have a current address. I have no address.
Well, maintain your location within the county of Spokane.
Okay.
Court records and KREM 2's interview with a witness who saw Smith near the fire scene point to Smith being upset over Spokane's treatment of homeless individuals and a perceived lack of services for them as a reason she set the fires. Smith does have a criminal record in Spokane County. She pleaded guilty back in 2021 to assault and harassment for threatening people with a box cutter. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.